Hello, everybody. Tracy Mrs. JDog Flanagan with you here today. I'm the co-founder and senior vice president of JDog Brands. Welcome back to another exciting episode of Tactical Treasures podcast sponsored by the JDog Foundation. Our podcast gives veterans, mil spouses, active military members, military family members, and patriotic military supporters a voice in the veteran space to speak about their service, how they're affecting their communities post-service, and they share with me a tactical treasure that has helped them in their journey in their military career, business, or life. Today, I have the incredible pleasure of speaking with Paul McCullough and Thomas Long. Reverend Paul McCullough is a retired Army Lieutenant Colonel who served for over 20 years. During his service, Paul deployed to Operation Iraqi Freedom in 2005 and in 2017 as commander of the DLA Support Team Kuwait. After 20 years of service in the Army, Paul retired in 2018 as Deputy Director for Supplier Operations Defense Logistics Agency. Post-service, Paul has had several roles, including being the host of a weekly radio show broadcast and podcast called Serving Our Nation. Currently, Paul is the president of the Association of the U.S. Army's Penn and Franklin Greater Philadelphia chapter and an Army Reserve ambassador from Pennsylvania. He served as an executive pastor and currently works as a consultant within the Armed Services Ministry of the American Bible Society. He also holds a doctorate in business administration from Walden University. Thomas Long is a former U.S. Army National Guard Sergeant veteran who served 6 years, including 2 deployments with the 56th Stryker Brigade, before transitioning to a career at Amtrak and later dedicating himself to veteran advocacy. He is the co-director of the Help for Our Heroes program with the Grand Lodge of Pennsylvania Masons and has held many different roles in multiple veteran organizations, including being an ambassador for Pennsylvania Wounded Warriors, Inc., post-service officer for VFW, DAV, chapter board member for the Association of the U.S. Army's Penn and Franklin Greater Philadelphia chapter, and National Director of Veteran Affairs for Veteran Biz Connect. As a 100% PNT disabled veteran, Thomas remains committed to supporting veterans and their families through advocacy, community service, and education. Hello, gentlemen. Thank you so much for coming on the podcast, and thank you both for your amazing service to our country.
Thank you so much for having us, Tracy. It's an honor to be with you again.
Yes, thank you.
Yes.
Very
Yes,
much.
I'm excited to get into our discussion today. We have lots to talk about, but I think it's going to be fun. So let's get started, though. I do want to just touch on military service. So, Tom, I'll start with you. What inspired and led you to join the Army?
Inspired, I don't know, but you know, I wouldn't say that at that moment. At that moment in time, I was lacking inspiration, and it was something where I had aspired to be my whole life. So I turned to the military to get me from the lack of direction where I had to take me back to where I was from military school, because I went to military school, Valley Forge Military Academy, and then
Oh, wow.
lost my way a little bit, and then used the Army to come back.
I love it. Yeah, that's in my neck of the woods, Valley Forge Military Academy. What about you, Paul? What inspired you to join the Army?
So I am third generation Army. My full name is
Wow.
Paul V. McCullough III. So my father and my grandfather before me, we all joined the Army at the age of 17. And I am proud to report to you that my son is continuing that legacy of service. He is presently in an ROTC program at FAU, Florida Atlantic University, and concurrently serving in the National Guard. And in about a year and a half, he will earn his commission as a second lieutenant and then go on to serve in the Army JAG Corps. So for
Oh,
me,
wow.
it was just continuing that legacy of service, and the fact that the Army has paid for my bachelor's, master's, and doctorate has just been an added bonus.
Right. Oh, wow. That's amazing. Oh, Paul, you must be so proud of your son. That's awesome. Good for
Beyond belief.
you. Yeah. Oh, I'm sure. So I would ask both of you this question. Paul, I'll start with you. Is there a specific aspect or moment from your service that stood out as impactful in a positive way?
Absolutely, Tracy. I appreciate that question. The best time in my entire military career that I can recall is when I was deployed to Kuwait in 2017. And I was actually preparing to retire. I was about a year out from when I was planning on hanging up my uniform. And the Army had other plans for me. And they said, hey, before you go, you have to serve your country one last time. And you're going to go out to a foreign land and you're going to command this team. And so I went out to Kuwait to be in charge of the Defense Logistics Agency support team, as you mentioned before. And it was two teams of 15 people. 15 people was on the team, and they all rotated out over the course of my 6 months there. And during that time there, I really developed and refined a program that has really been near and dear to my heart, this idea of love, serve, and care. So I really believe that when you care for your team above all else, that team will go above and beyond for you. Mm-hmm. And then the mission will get accomplished, but you need to care for your team first. And so I have tried to do that and lead in that way in every single team, every unit, every organization that I've ever been a part of. And I hope that our AUSC team feels that it's my heart as well.
Oh, wow. That's great. I love that. That's awesome. What about for you, Tom? Just a moment or something that was impactful in a positive way for you during your service?
Impactful in a positive way. I guess I would have to say, being a team leader and having that team that's under you turn to you in a moment and say, we know what our orders are, Sergeant, but what do you want us to do? Knowing that they believed in you and believed in what you gave them and the directions that you gave them is what they believed in to move forward and execute because they trusted you with their lives. Wow.
That's great. That's awesome. That certainly is impactful. I love that. That's really amazing. So I'd like to kind of dive into what's going on here. And the purpose of this podcast is to announce and let everybody know about this amazing thing that is happening in Philadelphia, June 13th, 14th, and 15th of this year, celebrating the historic 250th birthday of the United States Army. And your chapter of AUSA is leading this charge. And so I would like to hear, how did this come about? How did your chapter decide that we'll do this, we'll lead the charge? Talk to me about that journey.
So, Tracy, our chapter has been around for quite a long time, well before I ever became chapter president 4 years ago. And when I took the reins, we had been doing an Army birthday celebration for at least the last 5 or 6 years prior to that. So this is something that we knew was important. But last year, and maybe even the year prior, we started talking about, hey, the Army's birthday is coming up, and the Army's going to be 250 years old. And let's think about this for a minute. Our country was born in the city of Philadelphia. Our Army was born in the city of Philadelphia. We're the chapter for Philadelphia. It only makes sense. Like, we all felt a duty, an obligation that we need to host this Army birthday celebration because we're the Philadelphia chapter. And for right, wrong, or indifferent, I don't believe in doing anything small. My life mantra has been go big or go home. And so when we started talking about this with our team, we started developing out some really big plans. And so in October, maybe November of last year, we had put together kind of a straw man, a working plan of what it is that we thought we wanted to do, this big, grand idea we had. And myself and our vice president, we pitched General Brown. He's the CEO and president of AUSA. And he said to me, Paul, you know what? This is really fortuitous timing. I was debating what AUSA National was going to do for Army birthday. I'm no longer debating. I am putting the full force and weight and resources of AUSA National behind your chapter, and that is what we are doing for Army birthday. We are helping you. You are the main effort, and we are in your corner to do whatever you need to do to help. And so along the way, we have built a really great team, Tom being one of those incredible team members, and I am just so incredibly grateful for the time and the place that God has put us in to be able to lead this event for the city of Philadelphia and our Army and so many different people that are going to be impacted by it.
Wow, that's really awesome. Yeah, I love this. So, Tom, tell me, just give me about just a few of the highlights of what people can expect on the weekend.
Yeah, the highlights, being Saturday, we're going to have the Army, we'll have the flag raising, then we'll have the Army cake cutting for the 250th birthday. We'll have 250 soldiers being enlisted, re-enlisted on stage, which is going to be a phenomenal sight. And then 5
Wow.
o'clock, we're going to have the JDog Field Band come on and do a concert, which is going to be phenomenal for that night. And then we have Sunday, where all the history, in my opinion, comes to life, is the reenactment of General Washington's commissioning, and the Second Continental Congress coming out and giving him his actual commissioning, and then doing a pass and review of era-time garb being worn by soldiers in front of the building from 1775 to 2025. And anytime that we were in any type of action, they will be there, and then we'll end the entire ceremony with the laying of the wreaths at the unknown soldier's tomb in Washington Square.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's amazing. That sounds so exciting. I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about it. This is awesome. So, um, how I know you have a website and everything going on. How will people know, like, will there be a chart of events or an agenda or something on the website that people can, see the schedule and figure out where they need to be to catch all these amazing events?
So Tom is helping to run our marketing and communication for our team. So I'll let Tom answer that.
Yeah. So
Okay.
thank you, Paul. Appreciate it, sir. Yes. So on the website, we're going to have an actual interactive website. They'll be able to see the locations, what's going on. They'll have the agenda on there, the breakdown of the times, what the location is inside Independence Mall, what's happening and where to be. And then also through the social media, they'll be able to follow what's going on. We have a board member, a team member, Erica Learman, that is just phenomenal with getting all the right information out there from the event planning people that we have, Eric Stetson and Dave Gillespie.
Hello, viewers and listeners. Are you a military veteran or military family member and looking to own your own business? If so, go to JDog.com and check out our 2 veteran-focused franchises, JDog Junk Removal and Hauling and JDog Carpet Cleaning and Floor Care. Our franchisees nationwide are always looking to hire fellow veterans and patriots. JDog is the world's largest military franchise system with hundreds of locations nationwide. We are nearly 90% veteran-owned with the goal of reducing the veteran unemployment rate to under 1%. Check us out. Go to jdog.com to learn more. Now, back to the podcast. So, how are you handling funding of this event? Is it a sponsorship? Can people donate? Or, is it backed, by the AUSA that's funding this, or how does all that work?
So there's a couple components to that, Tracy. Number one, when General Brown said that he's putting the full force of AUSA National behind it, he did also tell us that he's going to help us financially to a certain degree.
Mm-hmm.
However, he also said to us, hey, I would like you to do your best and do sponsorships and get people to help support what we're doing so that way AUSA National is not paying for the entire bill. I will tell you that we still have quite a bit of work to do in this area. There are many, many things that we need to pay for, many bills that are coming in and so forth, because there are so many different components in this. But I do believe one thing, Tracy, 2 words, Jehovah Jireh. And that means God provides. And so right. I am absolutely confident that between now and when this event kicks off in 7 weeks, that the good people of Philadelphia and many different organizations, companies, nonprofits, people that have a heart for our Army, volunteers, anybody that has really any kind of interest in our country and the Army is more than welcome to contribute to this in terms of their time, their talent, their treasure. So we would greatly appreciate any support for this event.
That's great. That's wonderful. So I understand, is there a black tie event or a gala happening on Friday night, or?
There are 2 receptions happening. One is Friday night. There's a reception for senior leaders coming up, the keynote speakers, the sponsors, those types of individuals that are going to be involved at the Founding Forward in Valley Forge on the 13th. And then Saturday night is the big reception that we're having with all the people that were involved, all the guests, all the speakers, all those types of people that we'll be having there that are invited to the First City Troop for a wonderful evening cocktail reception.
Okay. And so is that like a private event within everybody who's involved in this?
Friday night is invite only.
Okay.
And Saturday, Paul, you can speak how you're handling Saturday night, sir.
Yeah, Tracy. So both of them are invite only. We are focusing on, first of all, we have a lot of people that are participating in different roles in the events.
Sure.
And so we want to make sure that we are inviting those individuals. There's a lot of general officers, senior leaders, politicians, lots of CASAs, chapter presidents. So these are the type of people that we're inviting to this. The people that have the most stock in our Army, as well as all the organizations and people that are coming alongside and donating of their time, their talent, their treasure. So we're expecting to have about 200 people for each one of those nights, and 200 people fills up pretty quick. So
Yeah,
that's why we're
sure.
making that an invite-only type of event for those 2 evenings.
Right. Okay. Great information. Thank you for clarifying that. And so I imagine all the reenactments and everything going on during the day is obviously open to the public, right?
For sure.
Yeah. Okay. That's awesome. So that just sounds so exciting. I'm excited to, get the word out and let everybody know. So, where is the best place for people to go to find out more information or be able to capture that agenda on the website when it comes up and is live?
Tom, that's a mark-on question.
Yeah, absolutely. So he's a great leader, like he was talking about here at
Right.
AUSA. He knows how to delegate and make sure that the right people are talking about the right things at the right time. So
Right.
great leadership. And so we have the Army 250 website and the chapter website that everybody can go to and make sure that they're looking for it on social media, because Erica is putting everything out there to be able to connect it. We have other podcasts like yourself that are advertising the things out there, Heroes Media and the Reese Across America on their things that are coming up, that they'll be getting out the information as well. We'll be doing a press conference and press release as well to get the information out there to make sure that everybody in Philadelphia knows. We'll also be doing, coming soon, beer drops for the Army 250th commemorative cans that were done by Broad Street Brewing. So we'll get that out there across social media, make sure everybody knows where they can come get their cans and get involved.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. Great information. Thank you so much for sharing. Okay. So, it comes to the time, though, in our podcast where I have to ask each of you, what is your tactical treasure? Tom, I'll start with you. What would you like to share with us today?
My tactical treasure will be directly from the event, being able to be involved in something that brings the Army to the forward-facing crevice of the community, letting them know that we're not just here as war piece structures on a chessboard, that we're here to be a part of the community. We were here from the birth of the nation. We're here to protect as well as serve, be a part of, and encompass the community within us, because that's where we come from to begin with. And we just want to make sure everybody knows what our capabilities are and how we want to still be here to help serve the community.
I love that. That's a great tactical treasure. Paul, what is your tactical treasure?
So mine can be summed up in a simple phrase: work like it depends on you and pray like it depends on God. So let me just expand on that briefly. I have been so blessed to be leading this team, incredible team, for the last 4 years. And one of the best parts about this team is getting everybody in the right seat on the bus.
Right.
So you see, I passed Tom the questions for marketing because he's incredibly knowledgeable about it. And he talks about it all the time. And he remembers small little details that I would wind up forgetting. So we have an incredible team of everybody in exactly the right seat on the bus based on their particular giftings that God has given them and what they are uniquely crafted to do because of how they're wired. And so we have so many different things going on, so many different pieces of this puzzle, but every single person in this team is deeply committed to what we are doing and working hard day and night. And then the second part, pray like it depends on God. One of my favorite scripture verses is Philippians 4:13, and it says, I can do all things, not some
Thanks.
things,
Mhm.
all things through
Mhm.
Christ who strengthens me. So I just sent a note to our team this morning reminding them of that. We have a great team and we have a God that loves us. And the greatest thing about this team is this idea of the brotherhood of war. In combat, you do not let your brother and sister fail, right? And you have each other's back. So I know beyond the shadow of a doubt that our God and our team is not going to let us fail. And it is going to be an incredible celebration that everybody in the city of Philadelphia needs to come out and be a part of.
That's awesome. That's a great tactical treasure. And I love that Philippians verse. It's one of my favorites. I can do all things
That's right.
through God that strengthens me, right?
That's
Yeah.
right.
So, um, guys, this has been amazing. But before you go, um, I would just ask each of you if you have any advice for fellow veterans who are struggling with transition or finding purpose post service. Tom, I'll start with you.
Okay. It's an area that myself, Tracy, that I had to go through, the transitioning and all of that. I'm 100% PNT, as I said, for PTSD alone. So I'm a 2-time suicide survivor and a former alcoholic. So just know out there, my brothers and sisters, that there is help. There is help. There is help, and there's love. There's love from your fellow brothers and sisters out here that you matter. We're here for you. You just have to reach out, take that strength that God has given you, ask for the help that you need, and it will be given back to you.
Thank you. That's great advice. And wow, that's an incredible story, Tom. I didn't know that about you, but I am so thankful that you are here.
By the grace of God and the love of a good
But
woman.
that's right. That's right. Um, Paul, how about you? Any words of wisdom for
So I
fellow
also had
vets?
a difficult transition, Tracy, but in a very different way. So when I first retired from the Army, I very much missed the camaraderie of the Army. And my first job outside of the Army, I was working as a chief operating officer in a small startup business. And I was more than happy with the work, but it was not my heart. It was something that I was doing to feel like I was productive, but it was not my heart. And what I really wanted to do was to pursue ministry. And I still felt a strong, strong calling to the Army, because you could take the guy out of the Army, but you can't take the Army out of the guy. And
Mm.
so when you ask about what advice would I give to fellow veterans, it's really to follow your heart and to think about what your real gifts are and how you're wired and what it is that God would have you to do, because it's not about making money. It's about what is going to make a difference in the world and what is going to make you feel fulfilled. And when you chase those things and not the almighty dollar, God says, seek first the kingdom of heaven, and then all these things shall be provided unto you. It doesn't say go chase money and then you'll be fulfilled. It says, seek first the kingdom of heaven and his righteousness. So that's what I've tried to do, is really just go after things that God puts in front of me. So if I can tie an opportunity that's in front of me to the word serve and in making a difference for our army, for our country, in my faith, in my community, then my answer is yes. And if I can't draw a very strong line, then my answer is no. That is not the highest and best use of my time. So I believe every single veteran across our country has unique gifts and skills and abilities. So I just encourage them to follow their heart and follow their giftings.
That's great advice. Yes, so true. I love that. Wonderful words of wisdom, gentlemen. Um, again, the website, can you just do a shout out, Tom, for that website where people can find all this good information about the 250 celebration?
Yeah, Army 250. You can go there and you can go to the Penn and Franklin chapter website, check that out. And then again, jump on the social medias, find Erica Learman out there making the posts from the Penn and Franklin chapter social medias, and it'll lead you right to it.
Okay, awesome. Um, Guys, this has been amazing. Thank you so much for coming on and sharing all that you did. And we really look forward to, this celebration happening. I'm excited for you guys, and we'll make sure we get the word out.
Thank you, Tracy. Really appreciate the opportunity to share.
Yes,
Of
thank you
course.
very much. Very blessed to be here to be able to share this opportunity with you and to talk. Thank you.
Hello, viewers and listeners. Thank you so much for tuning into this episode of Tactical Treasures podcast. We've just finished up an amazing conversation with Reverend Dr. Paul McCullough and Thomas Long. Dr. Paul McCullough is a retired Army Lieutenant Colonel and now currently the president of the Association of the U.S. Army's Penn and Franklin Greater Philadelphia chapter. Thomas Long is a former U.S. Army National Guard Sergeant veteran, and he is currently a chapter member of the Association of the U.S. Army's Penn and Franklin Greater Philadelphia chapter. And what I can let you know about is the Association of the United States Army is a nonprofit educational and professional development association serving America's Army and supporters of a strong national defense. AUSA provides a voice for the Army, supports the soldier, and honors those who have served in order to advance the security of the nation. They are planning an exciting and historic 250th birthday celebration of the United States Army, which will proudly be hosted by the Penn and Franklin chapter of the Association of the United States Army in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. This momentous occasion will take place on June 13th, 14th, and 15th, 2025, right here in the birthplace of the United States Army and the United States. Philadelphia is where the Army's journey began and where so many of our nation's most significant moments unfolded: the signing of the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution. Continental Congress met, George Washington's commissioning, and the very heart of our nation's independence at Independence Hall. The AUSA is thrilled to honor the Army's legacy in a city so rich in history, culture, and patriotism. This celebration will bring together leaders, soldiers, veterans, families, and supporters of the U.S. Army to recognize the strength, courage, and dedication of the men and women who have shaped the Army over the past 250 years, and to showcase U.S. Army capabilities. The celebrations will feature ceremonies, parades, flyovers, reenactments, and exhibits at Philadelphia's historic sites and museums. The program will provide exciting opening events for the semi-quincentennial and focus national attention on the 250-year history of the Army in the most historic setting possible and promote the Army in the country's most densely populated region. To learn more, go to ausa.org/Army250. Thank you for tuning in today. And don't forget, you can find our Tactical Treasures podcast on all your favorite podcast platforms. American Grit, our website, jdogpodcast.com, as well as our dedicated YouTube channel. We are now airing on Reese Across America Radio on Wednesdays at 5 p.m. Eastern and Saturdays at 10 a.m. Eastern for the encore. You can also find Reese Across America Radio on the iHeartRadio app, the Odyssey app, and the TuneIn app. We are also proud to share that our JDog Foundation is a Reese Across America sponsorship group. For each $17 Veterans Wreath that you sponsor, $5 goes directly back to the JDog Foundation, whose mission is to prevent veteran suicide and heal veterans' mental health and PTS. You can donate right now at reacheacrossamerica.org/JDog. Again, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you again on another podcast real soon. Bye-bye now.